What if the best revenge isn't revenge at all? What if the most powerful thing you can do is not react? Not seek closure, prove a point, or chase what no longer serves you. The moment you stop engaging, refusing to play into expectations, you become untouchable. When she walks away, expecting anger, desperation, or a late-night text, the man who does nothing, who simply disappears, becomes unforgettable. Silence is unsettling. It forces the mind to wander. She expects you to cave, comfortable in the idea that she still has power. But then nothing happens. No message, no call, no fight, just silence. Doubt creeps in. Did I misjudge him? Did I mean so little? Is he already moving on? The realization hits her, not because you begged, but because you didn't. Your silence speaks louder than words. A man who chases shows weakness. A man who vanishes radiates power. This isn't just about moving on, it's about transformation. The moment you stop seeking outside validation, stop trying to prove your worth, you reclaim your true strength. You're not trying to make her jealous or win her back, you're becoming the man you were meant to be. In that process, she loses more than you ever did. The best move is to let go, focus on your growth, and rise above the noise with silence and self-mastery. If you're done being predictable and ready for true power, embrace the silence. When you stop chasing, you start leading. She's gone. You never thought it would happen this way. Maybe there were signs. Maybe it happened all at once. It hits hard. Your mind races. Why? Why weren't you enough? Why does it feel like the ground disappeared? This is where most men break, scrambling for answers, begging and pleading with desperate texts. They don't realize every attempt pushes her further away. Neediness is repulsive. It signals weakness, which kills attraction. The harder you cling, the faster she runs. Understand this. Pain is information, not destruction. Every great transformation begins with suffering. Every powerful man has faced abandonment. The difference between the weak and the strong is how they respond. Drown in self-pity or rise from the fire. Don't chase, beg, or explain yourself. Accept the pain, embrace it, and let it forge you into something indestructible. This isn't just about her, it's about the man you will become. This is where the weak crumble, panic sets in, the fear of loss takes hold, and desperation takes over, the fastest way to lose respect. She expected a chase, an emotional reaction, a plea for closure. She wanted you to fight for her attention. This is the trap. Most men rationalize. Maybe if I talk to her, remind her of the good times, prove I'm the best for her, she'll change her mind. This mindset is rooted in weakness. She made up her mind before she left. She convinced herself you weren't worth staying for. If you chase her now, you only confirm her belief. The moment you try to negotiate attraction, you lose. She doesn't want to be convinced, doesn't want your explanations, and definitely doesn't want to feel like she's doing you a favor. She wants what she can't have. That's human nature. It's the psychology of value. We chase what is scarce and out of reach. If you're chasing, you're too available, predictable, and replaceable. But the moment you become emotionally, mentally, and physically abundant, you shift the dynamic. A man who begs is lost. A man who dwells on the past is stuck in it. And a man who chases is just another option she's outgrown. You are not an option. You are the loss she never saw coming, the silence that haunts her when she realizes you never reached out. Nothing unsettles a person more than expecting a reaction and getting nothing. If you're done chasing ghosts and ready to step into your power, stop wasting energy on someone who's already made their choice. This is where everything changes. Stop seeing heartbreak as a curse and start using it as fuel. Pain is energy. It can break you or build you into something unstoppable. Most men stay trapped, stalking her social media, replaying old memories, and obsessing over her. They let the pain consume them. A man who understands power channels pain. He doesn't run, numb it, but faces it and lets it sharpen him. Look in the mirror. The version drowning in loss is not who you were born to be. This is just the beginning. Detach emotionally, mentally, and physically. She is no longer your priority, you are. Your energy is redirected toward growth, evolution, and becoming so powerful that her absence feels like a joke. She'll regret it when she sees you glowing without her, when she realizes the man she left is not the man she would get back, because while she was moving on, you were becoming untouchable. This is the pivot. This is where you rise. Nothing holds more power than silence. It's not just the absence of words, but a weapon, a declaration, a test of self-control. When a woman walks away, she expects a reaction, pain, a desperate text, a late-night call. She expects you to prove she still has a hold on you. But when you do nothing, don't text, don't check her stories, don't like her posts, when you disappear completely, you disrupt her reality. Suddenly, there's no proof you're suffering. She's forced to wonder, why hasn't he reached out? Has he moved on? Did I make a mistake? Silence is psychological warfare. It forces the mind to create its own answers. And the human mind always assumes the worst. She starts filling in the blanks, crafting scenarios more powerful than any words. Maybe you found someone better. Maybe you never cared as much. Maybe she misjudged you completely. The power shifts. This is why you don't break, why you don't send that "I miss you" text. Every time you resist, you reclaim your power. The moment you stay silent, you become a mystery, and mystery creates attraction. A man who begs signals weakness. A man who disappears becomes unforgettable. You are not predictable, desperate, or weak. You are the ghost she never expected to haunt her. The longer you're silent, the more her mind obsesses over the unknown. She'll check her phone, scroll through old messages, and wonder if she underestimated you. That doubt will torment her more than any words. This is the power of silence. When you choose not to react, you're no longer the man she left behind, no longer an option. You are the loss she never saw coming. This is where legends are made. Stop thinking about her and start thinking about you. She left? Good. That was the spark. Now you rise, not to get her back or prove a point, but because this pain revealed something powerful. You were never meant to stay the same. Most men get stuck in grief, replaying memories, and chasing a past that no longer exists. They drown in self-pity, hoping she'll come back. But the men who become untouchable use heartbreak as fuel. They level up physically, mentally, and financially, becoming a version so strong their old self wouldn't recognize them. That is the path you choose now. Hit the gym, upgrade your mind, build your empire. Every hour wasted thinking about her is an hour you could have spent forging a great life. The best revenge is transformation, not petty games or proving a point. Build yourself up so high that her absence becomes irrelevant. One day when she stumbles across you again, she won't see the man she left behind. She'll see someone unbothered, stronger, and thriving. That's when the regret hits her. The man she left no longer exists. You burned the old version to the ground, and from the ashes, you rose stronger, sharper, unstoppable. This is your moment. She expects you to care, to still be watching, hoping, and waiting to prove your worth. She assumes you'll react, struggle, and eventually reach out. But when you show nothing, no reaction, emotion, or interest, everything changes. Nothing is more powerful than indifference. It means you've already won, detached, moved on, and no longer need her. A man who needs nothing attracts everything. This is the paradox of power. The moment you stop wanting something, it starts chasing you. Attraction isn't built on words, but on energy. When your energy silently declares, "I do not care," she feels it. Women expect to be desired, missed, and to linger in your thoughts. But when you move like she never existed, don't watch her stories, react to her attempts to pull you back in, or even acknowledge her presence. She feels invisible. The moment she feels invisible to you, she craves your validation and questions her decision. The power has shifted. She wonders, did he ever really care? How is he not affected? Did I make a mistake? That doubt is your silence working for you. You don't need closure, explanations, or to prove anything. When you are truly indifferent, you hold all the power. You are no longer a player in her game. You are the game. That is what makes you unshaken. Then it happens. A message, a reaction, a like on an old post. Something small, subtle, but it's a test. She's starting to feel the emptiness, the silence. the weight of her decision. She convinced herself you'd break, waiting in the shadows, hoping she'd change her mind. Instead, you vanished, becoming a man who moved on. Nothing unsettles a woman more than realizing the door she walked out of might not open again. This is where most men fail. They give away their power, rush to respond, and act like she's doing them a favor. They fall for the illusion that reaching out means she's ready to rekindle what was lost. That is not you. She is not your reward. Your growth and transformation are. The man she's reaching out to is not the same man she left. If she expects to find the old version, the one who put her on a pedestal and needed her validation, she's about to be disappointed. You don't react, celebrate, or break the frame you've built. She left thinking you'd stay the same, but you evolved and became untouchable. She will try to test the waters, throw breadcrumbs, hoping to reel you back in. Here's what you do: nothing. You are no longer accessible. You don't chase, explain, or entertain the past. You do not return to what broke you. She made her choice and you made yours. Now you stand in your power. The power is now in your hands. The moment she reaches out, you have a choice. Most men think the goal was to get her back, to hear, "I miss you, I made a mistake, I want you again." But if you've truly evolved, you don't even want her anymore. Not out of pride or resentment, but because the man who rebuilt himself would never settle for someone who walked away. She's not reaching out because she suddenly realized your worth, but because she lost control. The emotional grip she once had is gone, and now you are an enigma she doesn't understand. This moment defines you. Letting her back in too easily, rewarding her for leaving, and validating her decision undo everything. It shows her nothing has changed. The highest power move isn't revenge or playing games. It's choosing yourself so completely that she becomes irrelevant. You are not an option or a second choice. You are the lesson she had to learn the hard way. Once you walk away, you never come back. This is the final step, realizing you were never losing her, she was losing you. She didn't walk away from you, but the version who put her first, sought her validation, and didn't understand his own worth. That man no longer exists. What remains is a man who doesn't chase, beg, or break. A man who stands so firm in his power that nothing, not her, rejection, or heartbreak can shake him. This journey was never about her, but about proving to yourself that you are whole, strong, disciplined, and in control. No one determines your worth. Now she is a fragment of the past, a lesson learned. The moment you let go and understand you never needed her is the moment you become free. This isn't about bitterness, but about power. Power over yourself, your emotions, and your life. Most men seek approval and reassurance. You have chosen a different path. You do not live for others, seek permission to exist, or wait to be chosen. You choose yourself. The strongest man is the one who needs nothing from anyone. That's why you are untouchable, why she feels your absence, and why she questions herself. She expected you to stay the same. You win by becoming so unshakable, disciplined, and focused that nothing from your past holds power over you. This was about stepping into the kind of man who commands respect without asking, radiates strength without needing to prove it, and never waits for someone who chose to walk away. You don't chase, beg, or break. The man who holds all the power needs nothing from anyone, not her, validation, or approval, just himself.